Hello friends, another serious topic for you, but when you're trying to do news programs and social issues, things do get kind of rough sometimes. So this video is a continuation of my discussion on the Roe versus Wade and abortion issues. I think this coming to the forefront as it gives us a chance to have a national conversation about the situation. And I think we need to define what is human. Who is human? I mean, I don't believe the left-wingers who pride themselves on understanding science still believe that when you want a baby, you go hunting for the nearest cabbage patch. I mean, if they do believe that, then I will have some sympathy for them. But if they know full well where babies come from and how babies are made, then there is no excuse for them. And I think at this point we need to be honest and say either babies are considered human, or there is no such thing as human. I think we need to be consistent. It's either there is murder or there is no murder. It's just across the board. And don't be hypocritical and have one rule for this group and one rule for that group. No. Let's have a across the board. Conservatives view this fight against abortion basically as slavery. As slavery when the blacks were considered only a piece of a person. And this seems to be the case with babies. They are considered only a piece of a person. I think in one of the ancient cities, was it Rome or Greece, a child wasn't considered a child until 2 or 3, and then before that you could kill them. So I believe we're sort of at that point here in our modern world, and I think we need to define what is human and what is not. And I'd like an official statement from the left to say that they believe that babies come from under cabbage leaves. They need to be honest. Because if they don't believe that an unborn child is a human, what do they plan on doing when they someday decide they want a child? I mean, unless they believe in pumpkin patch babies, maybe pumpkin patch babies is next for them. But there needs to be honesty and there needs to be science behind this conversation. Now, in some sympathy, I said our culture is definitely skewered toward promiscuity and not irresponsibility, because apparently that seems to be an attribute that comes with freedom in the United States. Irresponsibility. And we have plenty of groups and probably mobs promoting the sexual exploitation, because that is big business. So I'm sure that it's big business for some of these underworld groups. And so that's where we get the problem. That spills over into our everyday life, and these groups want to continue to promote exploitation in order to gain money and power. And there's not much being done about it in the way of law and order. I mean, there's maybe some, but probably not enough. So America could do better, could do much better in trying to curb the wild undercurrent of our society that leads young people into these situations where abortions happen. And furthermore, I will say I will throw a bone of sympathy. A bone of sympathy because there seems to be no easy answer to this situation, to the sexual revolution, sexual situations in our current world. It seems that the human being is basically set up to die young, because if you think of it, in the ancient world, they were married off very young. Girls were married off 12, 13, started having kids. They probably, died in childbirth by the time they were 20. And there was really no easy answer to letting people live. And so we have but our society and culture today has people not being ready for families until mid-20s or 30s or even older, or even 40. And like I said, that's not a recipe for monogamy. Living very long isn't. And that's a problem with our society. And I don't think there's an easy answer. And you know, like young men, they probably can't afford a wife until their mid-20s or 30s. What are they going to do before that? Their hormones are going crazy, but they can't afford a wife. They're not ready to settle down. There seems to be, it's very, very difficult situation. As I said, I fear that it seems like our biology doesn't mean for us to live to be very old. It means for us to start having babies at 13 and croak at 20. And it's also a contradiction. Our biology is a contradiction to our society. Because, I mean, people want to stay young and enjoy life and get out there and have fun. And it also, these days, like sex goes along with their version of having fun. But the unfortunate thing is, when parenting comes along, parenting is like the ultimate responsibility, the ultimate mature thing, the ultimate responsibility that you take. I've always viewed it as a retirement from life. Like I said, I'm still not a parent. I don't know if I'm going to be or not. But it's a very mature thing. So when you couple the passions of youth with the stodgy old parenting, you have a contradiction. So our society has a contradiction. I don't know if there is an easy answer. But dehumanizing our infants, our young, is not the answer. Perhaps the answer lies in better education, better attitudes by society, better law enforcement, maybe rethinking some of the whole situation of biology and culture, trying to find a happy medium where our young and our youth can flourish and not be under the threat of abortions and disasters in life. So we as a nation need to continue the conversation and try to think of the different ways to fix these problems. I mean, just trying to outlaw abortion on the federal level is not the only thing it's not going to fix it all overnight. There are lots of other underlying problems that need to be addressed. So we just not pretend that one law is going to cure the ills of society. It'll require multi-steps and multi-years of study and work. But you've got to start thinking of solutions and get the conversation rolling and the wheels turning in the brain. So, all right, thank you for watching. You take care and let freedom ring.